outside Shuba's Tavern, where culture meets traffic jams in the city of Chicago. I'm Case from Q101. On A Case For this week, we're talking to Esther Rose, one of the most exciting performers in the game. From her countries of country classics like Sheryl Crow and Roy Orbison to her original songwriting, I have been obsessed with Esther Rose since the first time I heard her very distinct and very unique voice. I present to you my conversation with Esther Rose. This is A Case For Esther Rose. How are we doing, everybody? This is Case from Q101. This is A Case For, a show in which I have coerced management into letting me talk to my favorite artists. And we are in the bowels of Shuba's Tavern today, and I am with the one and only Esther Rose. Esther, welcome back to Chicago. How are you?
Thanks, Case. It's great to be back.
Good. I am so excited. As we were talking about before the camera started rolling, normally I'm with degenerates, cretins, people from the wrong side of the tracks, all these hard rock bands, these hardcore bands, these punk bands that I talk to. You are in a different world. I would say you started in country music. We're branching out, as we'll talk about. But my goodness, is it nice to have somebody here who smells nice, who looks nice, who you seem like a presentable person. So again, thank you so much for spending some time with me. Has Chicago treated you well in your experiences here?
Don't be fooled. I'm a total lowlife. I finally arrived at my fancy years, so it's nice to be here. Chicago is amazing. I love playing here. It's gotten better. Like these past few times I've visited, I think the audience is super young and engaged, and I love it.
We're a good city. We're one of the best, if I dare say so myself. You are from the Midwest. You're from Michigan. Am I correct in that assessment?
Yep. I was born in Detroit, and my family up and moved to a very, very tiny town when I was 6. Mm-hmm. So I'm have kind of a part city, part rural background.
That's good.
But I went to high school in Flint.
Oh, how is the water there now? Is it fixed? Question mark.
The water, unknowable.
We may never know.
Yeah.
It seems like something that should be taken care of by now, but question marks all around on if it's okay.
Yeah. No. Shout out to my visual communications teacher, Mr. Watkins. You're the best.
Now, I think a lot of people consider you to be an artist from New Orleans. You moved down there. You let your freak flag fly, if I may. Describe the music scene here, because Chicago I'm very dialed in on. I know when bands come through. I know what venues they're going to play. I feel like I get the general sense of community here. Down south, it's foreign territory to me. Explain to me what it's like in New Orleans.
Okay, I'll try. Let's see. One of the things that I love so much about living in New Orleans is that wherever you go, someone's house, whatever, everyone is passing a guitar, to the point where I wasn't a guitar player when I moved there. I was in kind of a fashion designer, and I tried to make very, very, very basic electronic music. I had a project, The Shy Girl Show, but basically I was a musical person, and it took me a long time to find my outlet. And so learning guitar was part of that process for me. I think just roots music and people sharing songwriting in that way, that city, it's so culturally ingrained to just be musical and share it.
Absolutely. Who was the first artist you remember looking at, hearing, whatever it may be, whatever the visual or whatever the medium is, and going, I want to do that. I want to do whatever that is. That seems like something that I could do, that I should do, that I want to do.
That was Hank Williams. When I found out that he was only playing 2 chords in Weary Blues, I was like, okay, I can do this. Let me figure this out. So listening to early country music really, really set me free, particularly Hank, his voice. But then also my friends, the Deslons, who were also my neighbors, and being a part of their band, community culture, songwriting, sharing, getting to know those guys really, really informed my path of just what's possible. They also were the first band that I toured with my own project, and we played here.
Oh, really?
In 2017 or something.
That's so much fun. Now, was Hank somebody that was in your house growing up, or is this someone you discovered a little bit later in life?
I was more into 90s country on, Michigan, the school bus, so it was more pop radio kind of country stuff. So there wasn't old school country in the house growing up.
Okay. You mentioned the bus just a second ago. Did you have one of those cool bus drivers that would play the radio while you guys were on the bus?
Yeah.
Oh, that's badass.
Yeah.
That's badass. I love that.
Like a huge perm.
Oh, yeah.
I think she smoked.
Shout out smoking bus drivers. Something of a bygone era, something that does not exist anymore.
No.
In terms of bygone eras, I am curious because you are someone that strikes me as, and I say this fully as a compliment, of having wrong generation syndrome, where I look at you and I hear your songs and I think you should have been on the road with the Wilburys. Like why did you have to come along in the 21st century where it feels like maybe country, under a broad umbrella, has pivoted into a more bro-y pickup truck direction? Do you sit back sometimes after you write a great song and go like, I was born at the wrong time. This is very frustrating.
Well, I think country music is in a really interesting place in that it is mainstream. When I started writing it, it wasn't. And people had a really hard time with genre and finding where I fit in. But I've never really struggled with that. I think I just realized, it's like, here's the thing, like, when you find a format to write in, it can set you free, and every band does it. For me, it was like traditional country music arrangements helped me figure out how to present a song. Since then, I can go, and I have gone much farther because it's just kind of a sturdy, solid foundation.
Yeah, absolutely. So you don't ever feel maybe pigeonholed by your earlier records, because my initial thought when I think of you is twangy, heartbreak music that has comforted me greatly in times of need. But as you've evolved, especially with your last record and then with the stuff we've heard from the new one, it feels different than that. I don't know if this is gauche to give you praise like this, but I'm so happy that you've found this ability to step outside of the thing that you were once doing.
It takes, it's only the kind of thing that makes sense looking back. I'm so grateful for that I started at all, and those early songs to me are they're so sweet, they're so simple, and I love them so much. And now that country music is mainstream, other people like it too. So it's fine.
Do you remember the first song you wrote where that you were like, oh, this is good, I'm good at this now?
Well,
you could say it was. You could say it's the first song you ever wrote, because that'd be very funny.
No. I guess the thing with songwriting, it's so personal to me, and it's so much, it's for me that I like it, and I'm just really happy when other people like it too.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you feel like there was a point where people really caught on, where you put out Keeps Me Running was the thing where I was like, good God, this woman, she can really sing, but that was just the first thing that jumped out to me.
Sorry, those folks.
Okay.
I think that's probably happening right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no concept of what the world at large is enjoying or not. I just am really happy when people are at the shows and buying the records.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, let's speed this up because I think you have to go sound check. But you've got a new single out, New Bad. Mm-hmm. It's totally different than anything you've done. Can you sort of walk me through everything that has happened? This is a big question, but from Safe to Run until this new record, Want, that comes out May 2nd. Talk to me about the timeline of Esther from then to now.
Okay. Well, I had a mental health crisis and had to quit drinking alcohol.
Okay. Well, congratulations on quitting.
Thank you. And I'm definitely not sober. And I began deep exploration with psychedelics.
Not the first person to say that on A Case For. This feels like a topic that comes up often.
So you get a newly non-drinker mixed with figuring out all the trauma that I gave to myself in the 20s and my childhood. That's basically this record. It's just I'm very present in my life now for maybe the first time. And so my writing is digging through all of that stuff. And I wrote everything alone at my desk, but when I took it to my super close friends from New Orleans, we were talking about like what kind of sounds we wanted. Like I really wanted to make like a boy band rockin'. I needed indie rock to like support these very intense personal songs.
Yeah, I think you've accomplished that with New Bad. I think that's a really good song.
Thanks.
Let me ask you from a Squares perspective, because I've never drank alcohol. I've never done any drugs.
Oh my God.
I'm one of these. I'm weird. I'm not Mormon, but I'm weird.
Your brain is so pure.
It's there. That's the thing. It's there. Like it's awesome. I could, and I got off TikTok too. So now I feel like I've got super brain because my attention span is greatly increased. But maybe without even getting into specifics, but psychedelics as a tool for creatives. Do you really feel like it has unlocked something in you that has changed maybe your outlook on songwriting or the way that you approach songwriting?
I think for me, with psychedelics, the biggest takeaway is that control is an illusion. Life is uncomfortable.
Yes.
And so it's sort of like applying that to everything in my life. I wouldn't say that it's like I am having like new insight when I'm under the influence, but it's like it's more of just like a way of being present now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I like that. 2 more questions, then I'll get you out of here. I read that you said that accountability was one of the things on the new record. Mm-hmm. I read a lot of press releases, a lot of artist mumbo jumbo. I've never heard anybody say that before. I thought that was such an interesting thing to say about your new record. Can you explain what you mean by that?
Yeah. I'm an elder millennial. I really want to be able to be partnered, even though I'm a musician and I'm always gone, and it's really hard. And so for me, like, accountability is a big theme, especially in our generation. It seems like everybody wants what they want, and they're so justified to have what they want. And the album is called Want. And so I'm exploring the other side of that, which is like being there for someone else and like truly showing up in ways that are new for me.
I love that. That's really interesting. Of course, Want is going to be out May 2nd. I recommend everybody go check that out because this interview will be up before then. So you'll have to prep Esther's catalog before you get to that new record. Last thing, when you're on the road, you're touring this country, people are going to hear this album, they're going to take away different things from it. What is the one thing, whether it's a riff, whether it's a line, whether it's an entire song, whether it's the artwork, what is the one thing you are most excited for people to hear on this new record?
The first song.
The first song? Tell me about the first song.
It's just like we did everything the way I always do it, which is live takes, recorded live to tape. I love it. I love the energy and the focus of the band and everybody playing together. And all of the takes on the record are super emotional and vibey and nuanced. But the very first song, the title track, like, I just still get chills when I hear it. We captured something in that room, and I'm so grateful.
That's wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful. Esther Rose, I think you're fantastic. Look towards the camera, tell the people of Q101 what you want to plug, where they can find you, what do you want the people of Chicago to know?
People of Chicago, you can find me online, and you should listen to me on Bandcamp and buy the merchandise if you can. And tell your friends, because word of mouth is still the best algorithm.
Well said, Esther Rose. I am Case from Q101. Please follow me on Instagram @_Case Lowe. That is CaseLowe. New episodes of Case 4 every Monday on Q101's YouTube channel. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk to you next week.
Oh,
that's fantastic. Thank you so much.
yeah.